We have released our new I'm Not Far Right t-shirts. There are 2 different variants which come in black and blue. You can find them at britishstand.com or check the link in the description. Let's get into today's video.
And hello everybody, welcome back to British Stand. We begin today with some breaking news from UK airspace, where an EasyJet flight was plunged into chaos after a man was recorded as he began shouting that he had a bomb and shouting Allah Akbar and acting to send a message to President Donald Trump. As stated, we will be breaking this down on what has happened on this EasyJet flight mid-air on its way from Luton to Glasgow. We have got video footage to share with you as well, of course, from the scene, but some seriously scary times on a flight there. Wow, that is so scary. Really scary. As always, guys, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and get involved in the live chat. Let's break you this story from today. The incident unfolded this morning on July 27th on flight EZY609 from London Luton to Glasgow. Less than an hour into the journey, passengers were suddenly jolted awake when a man emerged from the rear toilets shouting Allah Akbar with his hands raised above his head. He then loudly declared, "I've got a bomb, I've got a bomb." Initial confusion quickly turned to alarm as passengers and crew began to realise this was not a joke. Witnesses described the man as physically aggressive, pushing flight attendants, most of whom were female, and shouting incoherently. At that point, several male passengers leapt into action, managing to overpower and restrain the suspect. The video footage shows one passenger tackling the man from behind, bringing him to the floor, while others joined in to hold him down. He reportedly struggled briefly, but quickly realized he had lost control of the situation. 3 men continued pinning him down on the floor for the remainder of the flight as the pilot made an emergency descent into Glasgow Airport. Let's have a little look at the video footage and we'll go into the response from Police Scotland from this whole altercation. Here's the footage.
The flag! Going to bomb the flag! Dead to America! Dead to Trump! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar!
Oh my God. You got to sit down. Don't move. What you done?
Insane. Absolutely insane. Wow. The aircraft landed as its scheduled destination, but was diverted to a remote section of the runway. Emergency services, including multiple fire engines and a full police response, were already in position. 6 Police Scotland officers boarded the aircraft from the rear and took the suspect into custody without further incident. According to the footage taken on board and now circulating, the man said that he wanted to send a message to Donald Trump. And of course, Donald Trump is in Scotland, currently visiting the UK, and was of course seen playing golf over the weekend. Passengers say the mood on the plane was extremely tense. Some were in tears, others sat frozen in their seats. Cabin crew, though visibly shaken, continued to perform their duties professionally, helping maintain calm while the suspect remained pinned to the floor. The pilot made an announcement mid-air confirming the emergency landing. One witness, who was flying to Glasgow to attend his father's birthday, described the situation as surreal and praised the quick thinking of fellow passengers. He also confirmed the man had been carrying a refugee status card and is believed to be an Indian national. His wallet was retrieved during the incident and handed over to authorities. The landing itself was described as rapid and forceful. After touchdown, the aircraft braked hard on the tarmac. Once on the scene was secure, police escorted the suspect off the plane in handcuffs. In one clip, he can be heard asking, "My phone and wallet?" to which another passenger responded with a swear word, followed by audible laughter from those nearby. Passengers involved in restraining the man were asked to remain behind to give statements and provide any footage to the police. The rest of the travellers were allowed to disembark shortly after the suspect was removed. Now, with regard to a police statement from Police Scotland, they stated, "We received a report of a man causing disturbance on a flight arriving in Glasgow around 8:20 a.m. on Sunday the 27th of July 2025. A 41-year-old man was arrested in connection and further inquiries are currently ongoing. They later added, "At this time we believe this incident was contained and that nobody else was involved. We are aware of the videos circulating online and these are being assessed by counter-terrorism officers." EasyJet themselves, in terms of the airline, also offered a statement or issued a statement confirming the incident and commending the professionalism of their crew. The airline said flight EasyY609 from Luton to Glasgow this morning was met by police on arrival in Glasgow, where they boarded the aircraft and removed a passenger due to their behaviour on board. EasyJet crew are trained to assess all situations and act quickly and appropriately to ensure that the safety of the flight and other customers is not compromised at any time. This incident comes at a time of heightened security awareness across the UK and Europe. The suspect's reference to President Trump, currently in Scotland, has sparked further concern, particularly given the global context of political tensions and terror-related threats. Wow. How freaking scary is that? Imagine being on that plane and hearing those words being said. "I've got a bomb." Mid-air, by the way. Mid-air, and shouting "Allahu Akbar" on the plane. That is absolutely frightening. Credit to the blokes involved there, the guys that restrained him down to the ground without any question. Again, they didn't even know what he could have had. You know, it certainly looks like a lunatic. Let's have a look at the video footage again for those of you just tuning in.
The flag! Going to bomb the flag! Dead to America! Dead to Trump! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Oh
my God.
Sit down. Don't move. What you done?
Credit to them. Absolutely credit to them. Good job, good job. Let's get into the live chat, ladies and gentlemen. Do let me know your thoughts on what you think with regard to this. Sugar Pie Honey Bun says, the last time terrorists tried their crap at Glasgow Airport, it didn't go well for them. Oh yeah, I remember. What year was that? I remember the video footage from that. As I said, they tried to do something, and yeah, it backfired completely. I heard Scotland loves Trump. Well, yeah, I mean, don't listen to the mainstream media on what they're saying. As I said, there's plenty of video footage circulating and doing the rounds. And, of course, his reception was good, despite one sort of counter-protest. But don't let the mainstream media paint the narrative. Don't let Sadiq Khan paint the narrative. A lot of people love Donald Trump. And I've seen his golf swings. Impressive. Very, very impressive for 80 years of old. 80 years of age, sorry. There was an interesting bit which I'm reading in The Sun. This actually comes from so by the way, while we're talking about these kind of things, and again, may I add, a police investigation will likely be ongoing, but one of the witnesses explained this, which was very, very interesting indeed, as always with these things. Let's get to the point. Let me try and find it in this article again. Here you go. So, everyone was restraining him, told him to sit down. The three guys pinning him down, they landed whilst pinning him down. It was incredible. I've never seen that before. The airline staff, they were all girls. They were really shaken up by it, but they were super professional. He added some of the passengers were crying because they were shaken up. It was just surreal. He said, and managed to get the man's wallet out of his pocket, and he appeared to be an Indian national, and he was told he was carrying a refugee status card. As always, we can't necessarily confirm that until the authorities would say so, but that's what one of the witness statements is saying on the ground. So, wow, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Dylan Twigg says, did he really think Trump would be in any way impacted by this, as if he didn't get threats from much more powerful people on a daily basis? Yeah, I don't know what he means. The guy looks like an absolute lunatic. I'm not sure what he was trying to get by there. Obviously, just coming out of the toilets an hour into the flight as well. Yeah, not sure what he was doing. But again, bearing in mind, you just got to understand, people will probably look at this and just say, well, he was mentally deranged or something like this. But remember, people are getting 3 years in prison for writing hurting words on Facebook and Twitter. How long will he be getting for doing something like that? That is absolute. Has more psychological impact on anyone than a few tweets. That is absolutely scandalous what he's doing there. And it's not just saying those Alan snack bar. It's not about that. It's about the state. He has a bomb and looking to blow up the plane. That's wild. Absolutely wild. Yeah, well, that's the headline. That's what they wished they had, but unfortunately the video footage emerged on social media, and that's why it's so brilliant to see citizen journalism. And that's what they're probably trying to get rid of in the United Kingdom. They don't like to being able to not be able to control the narrative, because if the video footage wasn't there, then they would be able to say what they need to say. They don't need to reveal the details. But the video footage is already there. We can already see it. So they're forced to come up with the details. So this happened mid-air where? Guys, it was between London Luton, or Luton Airport, and Glasgow. Yes, it happened mid-air. The plane was forced to make an emergency landing on a different runway. Yeah, it's live, ladies and gentlemen. I'm live. I mean, there is a few people tuning in. We've already shown the video twice, so I'm not going to do it. Maybe just go back. But you can see the video footage of the actual incident. We've showed it here on the live stream. Flight attendants didn't do shit. I mean, it's a pretty scary ordeal. Day says the guy who pinned him down might get arrested too. Yeah, I mean, you probably wouldn't be surprised, would you, in this day and age? That's how the UK operates these days. So yeah, probably. But yeah, Air Marshal. But yeah, guys, am I AI? No. How can I prove I'm not AI? Stop deleting my comments, YouTube. Yeah, by the way, I never delete comments, troops, by the way. So if your comments get deleted, it isn't me. You know, there's an automatic thing that checks the comments. Aren't the flight attendants told not to do anything about it to prevent escalation? I'm not sure. I'm not really clued up on the ordeal of what flight attendants must do in one of these situations. But again, the guys managed to pin him down to stop anything. At first, he was trying to get up and trying to cause a bit more havoc. But listen. The guys stepped in and managed to pin him down and get there safely, and that's all that matters. You have quite a posh accent. Are you from the south of London? Well, I've lived all over. I grew up in a place called Purbright in Surrey. So that's where my accent comes from. I'm actually from a working class. My father was in the army, but I suppose the reason why I speak like this is I was fortunate enough to grow up in Surrey due to my father being based there. My family are all Scottish, so as I learned to speak as a kid, this is the accent I sort of picked up. I was a shit amongst diamonds, I suppose, if you want to put it like that way. Working class, and then of course I stayed in Surrey most of my life, and lived in London. So yeah, I've been everywhere. But yeah, guys, that's all I've really got for you for today's live stream. Do let me know your thoughts on this scary incident, of course, in Egypt. Thank you for tuning in. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button for more breaking news content, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.